Alright, so what's up guys? This is Eric, half a year later, and today I'm bringing you an updated video, and that is how to get your driver's license in California. You know, this can probably apply to other places, but yeah, let's just get right into it. So basically the things that you will need to bring to the DMV for your behind the wheel test will be: 1, your driver's permit. So if you guys don't know what that is, you will want to go watch my previous video on how to get your driver's permit, and then come back to this half a year later. And yeah, so basically, second, you want to have a yellow sheet filled out by your instructor confirming that you have completed 6 hours of behind the wheel training. So right now I'm just probably going to flash up an image on your screen showing you how that looks like, and yeah, basically what you get after completing 6 hours of behind the wheel training. And then the third thing that you want to bring is some sort of identification. In my case, I just brought a passport and that worked just fine. But yeah, that's what you will have to bring to the DMV on the day of your behind the wheel test appointment that you make. But there will be some things that your parents will need to bring as well. So first off, what your parents will need to bring is 1, their driver's license. It has to be valid, can't be expired. Second, they need to bring valid registration for their car, as well as valid insurance for the car. So basically, if you guys are actually getting a rental vehicle to do your behind the wheel test, I'm not exactly sure how that works. Might want to go look that up by yourself. But yeah, if you guys have a vehicle at home that you're gonna use for this behind the wheel test, that is what you will need to bring. And fourth off, just make sure that the car is, you know, fully functional and that the tires aren't worn down or bald, that, you know, the side mirrors are functioning correctly, and also that the rear view mirror is also not broken or anything like that. And oh yeah, don't forget, most importantly, this is kind of like with an asterisk next to it, you will want to bring a mask on the day of your test, because you know, as you know, during this COVID-19 pandemic, you will need to bring a mask basically into any public place. So yeah, that's basically what you will need to bring to the DMV on the day of your behind the wheel test. So if you guys want to, you guys can click off the video right now, or you guys can stick around, you know, a couple little minutes, listen to my experience of, you know, doing my behind the wheel test, and also kind of like I'll also show you like a cheat sheet kind of what to expect on your, you know, behind the wheel test. So yeah, let's get into that right now. Oh yeah guys, and before I get into that, I just want to say that you will need to book an appointment at your local DMV in order to get a behind the wheel test. It isn't like the driver's permit where you can just walk in and do the test. You will actually have to have a pre-scheduled appointment to actually get a behind the wheel test with an instructor at the DMV. So yeah, just noting that for you guys who didn't know that already. So yeah, let's talk about now what to expect on your behind the wheel test, especially during, you know, this entire COVID-19 pandemic. So basically, I originally had my driver's permit, my driver's license test scheduled for April 22nd, but actually got pushed back to, I believe, July 21st because of this entire shutdown thing. And yeah, so basically, if you guys don't know, I live in around the San Jose / Milpitas area of the Bay Area, and I actually had my driver's permit test scheduled at a location that was 1 hour from me, in a little town by the sea called Capitola. So basically, the reasoning behind this was just to get, you know, a location that really didn't have much backup, and, you know, just to get my permit test done as quickly as possible. So if you guys are organizing an appointment and thinking about what location to choose, choose one that isn't as backed up, because it will save you a lot of hassle. Right, so basically how they actually told me that my appointment was moved back was via text message. So I'll actually put up an image right here on the screen showing that, like, the text message I got that my DMV appointment was pushed back to July 21st, and it kind of looks something like that. So that is what to expect, I guess, if your test got pushed back and you're kind of like worrying about what's going to happen to it. So basically, what to expect when you're actually in the car during the behind the wheel test, and kind of like what's different from what you usually expect during this drive behind the wheel test. So basically, the examiner on your right will actually have a plastic covering on their seat as well on the ground, and they will have the windows rolled down on both your side and the passenger side. And yeah, that's basically all that's really different about the test, except for the actual duration of the test. So if you guys don't know, the tests for during this entire pandemic thing, they're actually shortened down a bit just because the system has been backed up by so many appointments having to get pushed back, and they want to get people through the system as quickly as possible. So basically, now that that's all out of the way, the kind of minor changes, what's on the actual test is that I'll actually put up a cheat sheet, read that if you want, but I'll just tell you. So basically, if you make any one of the major infractions, you will automatically get failed. This includes, disobeying any signs on the road or hitting a curb. And yeah, that's basically what to expect. If you make a mistake on one of those, you're basically screwed for the test. Your test is over. But you can actually make 15 minor infractions. I can't actually list them off the top of my head, but I actually ended with 6. I don't actually think I got 6, but the dude just had to mark something on my paper, just so it didn't seem like I made any mistakes. But yeah, so a lot of people are actually curious if there's backing into a parking space on the test or parallel parking on the test. What I have to say is, if you're in California, there will be no parallel parking or backing into a parking space on your actual exam. However, this varies from state to state, and I know that in New York, you will actually have to do parallel parking on your test, so definitely prepare for that if you are in another state that does test for parallel parking in their behind the wheel test. But yeah, and probably the hardest maneuver that you will have to make on your behind the wheel test, or at least for me, was the straight line reverse for 3 car lengths. So basically what they will have you do is, after making your usual left turns, right turns, stop signs, in sort of a local residential area, they don't usually make you go out onto main roads during the actual driver's test. They will make you pull into a curb on a straight road and reverse 3 car lengths before having you go back onto the road. So in my personal opinion, that was probably like the hardest part, the actual behind the wheel test. But other than that, just make sure you're driving reasonably, going underneath the speed limit, and you should be totally fine, and you should easily pass the test. So kind of a side note, if you guys actually wear glasses like I do because your vision's bad, just something to note: when you're actually driving, you will have to be masked up, so just be aware that your glasses will start to fog up during the actual driving. So if you guys have contacts, make sure to wear those on the day of. That's kind of my mistake. It definitely made it a bit harder to drive, but yeah, learn from my mistake. And yeah, so finally, say you pass the test, right? Congratulations. You will actually get a temporary driver's license that kind of is like a sheet, kind of like your driver's permit. I'll actually put an image right here on the screen so you guys can see how that looks. And they will actually mail you in your driver's license card in the mail, and you can expect that in around 2 to 4 weeks. I haven't actually gotten mine yet, but it should come in the mail soon. So yeah, I kind of hope these guys gave you some background knowledge on what to expect on the test, and best of luck to you guys on your behind the wheel test. So yeah, that wraps up this video. If you guys want, you guys go follow me on Instagram. I'll link that down low in the description, as well put it up on the screen right here. But if this video helped you, it would be greatly appreciated if you left a like or subscribe to my channel. But yeah, until next time guys, see you.